Very good. Thank you all very much for the opportunity to speak with you this afternoon. Congratulations to Nick. That was a well-done presentation. And having seen Advanced PR Foods from the before picture, it has definitely come a long way in an impressive manner. So just real quick, let's give a high-level overview of our next case study, Farmer John. But first, just a quick understanding of AFS Technologies and who we are. So AFS Technologies, we're a global provider of software and services. Very similar to Advanced PR Foods, AFS has grown through many key strategic acquisitions, specifically in the TPM retail space. The MEI Group out of Montreal, Synectics Group out of Allentown, Pennsylvania, joined the AFS family a few years ago. What we did is we wanted to take the best functionality, the best platforms, and be our going forward basis. In addition to trade promotion management, AFS Technologies has acquired many companies in the retail execution area, a very well-developed and evolving area throughout the world as well. The history and roots of AFS Technology take hold in the supply chain sector, where we got our start in supply chain, warehouse management, and ERP capabilities within the tool. So essentially, our evolution into trade promotion management was inevitable. And then finally, in the data visualization and the business intelligence tools that kind of bring everything all together, to be honest with you. So the way AFS Technologies has positioned themselves is to be the software provider specifically for the consumer packaged goods space. And those key acquisitions I mentioned have allowed us to do that. So a little high-level overview of Farmer John's. It's a division of Hormel Foods, and I was lucky enough to work with a few of the folks at Farmer John's as part of the sales process here at AFS. Farmer John's is a wholly owned subsidiary of Hormel Foods Corporation, and they're headquartered in Los Angeles. They produce about 1,200 items, specifically the retail food service channels in the western United States. If you've ever been to Dodger Stadium, then you've had a Farmer John Dodger dog, and there are many products that are marketed under the Farmer John brand. The company itself employs about 1,500 people in Southern California. And working with Farmer John's, it's a very traditional company to customers who come with us and come on board as clients. They're in that first stage of their evolution in trade promotion management. You got to get their hands around the plan, which Nick talked about. Getting your hands around the plan and understanding what that plan is and getting specific processes around it. And one of the first things they had to do is overcome a challenge with their manual trade spend process, tracking a lot of trade activity on individual spreadsheets. So there's a spreadsheet here, a spreadsheet there. And again, it's one of the first things that we do and tell our clients when they're going on the system, that we can put one plan in one place and put that plan out in front of everybody for the entire year to compare objectives, compare forecasts, spending, and so forth. And specifically related to forecasting, they needed the ability, Farmer John, to have a more accurate forecast for productivity and demand, being in a quick turn category as well as in a commodity sensitive category. The manual efforts of syncing up that forecast data into the demand system was challenging, as well as into the accounting system as well. As always, the first thing that customers ask, I have a limited analytics and forecasting capability. I don't understand how to analyze my system. I think I know what to do, but I need reports to help me. And a lot of our clients, when they first go on the tool, they need kind of canned reports to get them started to understand what that means. And then they evolve around their business needs. So it allows the system to evolve the business needs from a reporting and analytics standpoint. So a lot of the times it's getting your hands around the manual trade spend process and getting that automated into one system. What happened? Well, we had to reinvent the trade promotion process. When implementing a tool like this in the trade software system, first thing we want to do is you have to evaluate all your business processes, every step. And as Nick talked about in his presentation, not only did he evaluate them, he had to document everything. The documentation was to document for training purposes as well as to make sure everybody's on the same page on how we're going to look at this business. It added the automation of the trade promotion management tool in the retail space. We're automating the process. Annual planning, deployment, execution, settlement. All is controlled in one place. Everything is maintained in one area. And specifically, setting up the reporting goals that are necessary within the system. What do we want to look at? How often do we want to evaluate our business? Monthly, quarterly, annually. So automating that process, so as we've talked about in the beginning, the folks in the field are able to see and manage their business. So we had to reinvent the trade promotion process. But it ultimately comes down to reporting. Reporting needed to be forecasting that had easy access to all the analytics. So the reports had to have the ability to forecast and have easy access to the analytics behind the forecast. So let's face it, the forecast is only as good as the hand putting it in the system. There is no simple button to put that in there, but if you're giving the end user in the field specific key measures and analytics, what did we do last year? What was the volume coming out of this event? What was the price point? What was base versus incremental during this period? We're running essentially the same promotional activity in that time period, so there's nothing indicative of me of not inputting that forecast. So putting in the specific analytics necessary to give the user the ability to input an accurate forecast. Forecast accuracy, the first measure. What's an accurate forecast? Typically what we say is plus or minus 4 to 5% of actual results. What it does is you need the field to have an instant snapshot of trade spend commitments. Because it first starts with volume, the second component is the spending. How much is it going to cost me to run this event? You know, I can sell hot dogs at $1 a pack and they'll fly off the shelves, but I'm not going to make a lot of money on that. So we need to understand the commitment. And it's not only the commitment in relation to the price point, but it's a combination of all the merchandising events coinciding with that event at store. So it's not only the price at shelf, but it's the feature display, the ads, the point-of-sale consumption data events. That needs to be encompassed into a net unit cost to understand your waterfall pricing from your list price. So that becomes key in the reporting, because we want to determine if a promotion is proposed by the retailer, if it's executable and it's going to be profitable for not only yourself as the manufacturer, but to the retailer. So reporting, understand what that forecast looks like. The second thing we need to evaluate is the results. The biggest component that our clients come to us is that I need to work better with my retailer. I need greater collaboration. And what Farmer John did, they needed greater collaboration with the retailer. And again, they needed to understand the merchandising business and merchandising opportunities. So did I need to run that ad? Do I need to run that feature and display? So they automated that process. They provided the ability to get better improved decision-making capabilities to the field. What did it do? It helped them gain about 500,000 pounds of 1 month of incremental promotion. So they were able to increase that volume by effectively understanding what promotional event and allowance activity needed to be done in that session. So Farmer John's evolved. They become that execution type company. Everything is nice and buttoned up from a planning perspective, from an execution, from a deployment. Now Farmer John's is getting ready to evolve to the next step with it, the optimization piece. How can I run a better plan and get more blood out of that trade marketing dollar? So I gave a quick overview. We wanted to allow a lot of time or some time from Q&A to talk specifically with Nick and his great presentation.